Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome to today's episode of How Are You Getting Fucked? I'm your host, Louis Rossman. Today's video is going to be really hard for me to do because it's testing a principle that I've had for a really long time, and you don't really understand how hard it is to apply principles until you go right up to the line. One thing I've said on this channel for a long time is that when we talk about these types of anti-ownership or anti-consumer practices, you'll often see people fighting amongst each other rather than actually banding together to try and solve problems together and push things forward. If somebody gets fucked over by Ford or Chevy, they'll say, "What kind of moron buys a Ford or a Chevy? You should have got a Dodge. What kind of moron buys a Dodge? You should have bought a Toyota." If somebody buys an iPhone, "Oh my God, MacFag, iToddler." If they buy an Android phone, "What are you, poor?" There's always this stupid infighting that you'll read when somebody gets screwed. And when you do that, you're essentially letting companies know that they can get away with murder because we're all going to fight amongst each other rather than actually do something about it. And this one is hard for me because the people getting fucked over here are realtors. And for those of you who don't understand why that is not a sympathetic group for me in this channel, you may have missed most of 2019. Remember when I was looking for a new store and I got this little tool, and this one tool destroyed the entire real estate industry on camera? Stuff like this.
And just know it's not me. It's the way it's listed. That's how I get it.
But did you post the ad or did they post the ad?
No, you see, they told.
Why the fuck you lying?
Or stuff like this.
What was this? How many square feet?
I got you, 2,500.
Yeah, 2,500. Okay, front section is 472. I mean, that's the thing. It actually is the amount of space that I do need.
Oh, it is?
It's just given that it's 1,700 square feet, not 2,500. I'd be willing.
I'm going to tell you, you have to stop living in the, you got to be in reality.
Oh, I'm not expecting that. I'm not implying that they're billionaires.
Yeah, that's. It's the way. It's the business.
I don't mind that they do that. It would just if they would be.
Prices.
Well, see, that's a false dichotomy because I mark up my prices, but I also don't lie about the shit that I'm selling and claim it's something it's not.
They're not lying. It's commercial real estate. What they do. Okay, so let me clarify this.
In my experience, and it is limited, mostly in Manhattan and New York City, absolutely fucking insufferable industry with a lot of insufferable people. However, I'm sure that they're not all bad. There may be like one or two good apples in there. Let's go over a company today that's fucking them over called Matterport. Matterport makes these cameras that you can use to create 3D tours and virtual tours of a place that you're selling. And they're not cheap cameras. You can see here, these cameras can cost upwards of $3,000. Matterport was recently acquired by another company that uses the word AI and innovation everywhere. And as you can imagine, after that, they are now updating their pricing. And their article explains how and why they're updating their pricing: intelligence, AI, property descriptions, AI. Anyway, so now the prices have gone up, and some of these plans are about $70 a month. And the funny thing is, you can't host tours that were made with the $3,000 to $6,000 cameras on the lower end plans. So you essentially have to pay the $67 or $69 a month to be able to actually host your plans. And the best part of this is that you can't fucking downgrade it. So if you made a space with one of those $3,000 cameras, you have to get the pro plan, which is starting at $69 a month. You cannot downgrade from a paid plan to a free plan. Professional, business, and enterprise plans cannot downgrade to a free or a starter plan. So a customer who lets a paid plan lapse cannot reactivate it to free. The price list as a canceled paying account will not be able to reactivate for free and must create a new free account under a different email address, which would not carry the old tours. AKA, if you want to have access to your data, you must pay us $69 a month for the rest of your life. You can't stop paying when you're not using it and start paying when you use it again, and you can't grab the data to keep for yourself. All the data that you made with your $3,000 or $6,000 camera is being held hostage by that company unless you give them $69 a month for the rest of your life. And this is something you see happening a lot, where a company acquires another company, and instead of really trying to make the product a lot better, they just try to figure out these new ways to rob their customers blind. This is the email that I received. This email is from Nick. "I love your channel and I hope this finds you well. Many years ago, I spent about $2,000 buying a Matterport Pro camera designed for making virtual tours. Now let me tell you what's changed. Previously, you could create a new account for free on the Matterport website and host one virtual tour forever. Cool. Previously, you could pay for plans that are on $20 or so a month to host about 5 scans, which is great for most people. What this company did recently is insane because they know they have a lot of customers who have already invested in their company and have been paying a couple of bucks a month or zero to keep their scans up. They made it so their free plan and basically all of their plans that are less than $70 a month can no longer host any tours from their Pro Series camera. So now all of a sudden, after years of using Matterport cameras, I can no longer host a single tour if I don't pay at $70 a month. This is so bad that the company that I work for has told me to not even use the good camera anymore because they are not willing to pay the $70 plus a month in perpetuity and are making me redo the virtual tour with the cell phone just to avoid the insane Matterport fees. I feel bad for companies out there who've invested in this camera and now they're stuck with a camera they can literally pretty much do nothing with unless they're willing to spend an astronomical amount of money per year just to host the scam. A good gut punch to Matterport would be if somebody could figure out how to upload those scans and host them somewhere else entirely. And I think that that's great. Now, again, I am not, like, it's hard for me to feel bad for realtors. It's just, you had to be there in 2019 to understand. And there's many, many videos in the channel of me trying to rent a new store and people saying this is 3 or 5 or 10,000 square feet. And I show up and it barely even makes it to 700 or 800. And they just stare at me and go, it's not lying, it's commercial real estate. I don't have it in me to feel that level of sympathy. But I will say that I think it sucks and that it's wrong. And that if somebody does figure out how to take that scan and either self-host it or be able to get your information back and be able to put it where you want, I think they should be able to do that. And if somebody figures out how to do that here and they break that technological protection measure inside of the system and they allow you to get back access to being able to use the $3,000 camera that you bought and have access to your tours and own your data, I would support that all the way. If I don't support it for people that I am usually not sympathetic for, then who the hell is going to support it for me? This really does test my principles. I'm reading something about realtors getting screwed over. To be honest, it tests me because I'm not somebody that really goes above and beyond to feel bad for the plight of the poor little realtor. But if nobody cares about them getting screwed over with these types of practices, then why would anybody care when I get screwed over? A principle is a principle. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. What do you think of a company buying another company, requiring you to pay a lot more to get access to your data, not allowing you to even shelve the subscription because of AI-powered innovation? I'm getting fucking tired myself of AI-powered innovation. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. See you in the next video. Bye now.